match. It is going to be a couple guys I haven't yet seen, but these guys are Master League 1v1 players, or at least one of the teams are. So if this is an unbalanced match, it'll probably be over quickly, and if not, then it'll probably be a really awesome match. So, you know, we all win at the end of the day. In the bottom left side of Crystal Pools, we have the red team represented by LRKT Knight, who apparently likes Miley Cyrus, joined by his teammate SpaceMarine. Now these are the two Master League guys. These guys were unranked, so they could be European. He's Taco Bell Gang, I'm guessing, is what TB Gang means. What a great clan. He's representing blue team with his teammate. Not from the Taco Bell gang. He is from PP Bra. So Brazil. I don't actually know what that means. Anyway, he is Sektiön. I cannot pronounce that. He's got some weird stuff over the letters in his name, but it's a double. It's actually a mirror, right? Prodasserg versus Prodasserg. We saw some interesting stuff out of PZPZ. I think Phoenix play was really popular in yesterday's games in the qualifiers, largely due to the. I mean, you can deny Overlord scouting, you can pick off probes, drones, and really solid solutions for Phoenix aren't really that easy to find. So SpaceMarine's going to go for the first scout with this probe. There is a probe coming out a little bit later out of Sektiön. Moving across the map now. This is the first game of this best of 3. Keep in mind, all matches are best of 3. The top 2 teams qualify. And as I will continue to always and forever say, big shout out to Ting. You can check them out on ksl.ting.com, of course. You're watching the 2v2 Ting Cup, brought to you by the Kappa Star League. Could not be more excited for the awesome partnership of bringing some awesome 2v2 action to you guys. I guess this team is going to be the underdogs, right? Because there are some really good players that signed up for these qualifiers that already look like they have a chance at making it. I think it goes without saying, in case you guys are wondering, one of the teams that are in the bracket that are alive actually has some Prime members, like the actual Korean team Prime, Terror and Tang, who actually had a pretty big upset for, I don't know, can't actually remember his first match result, but it was like, he played much better than I thought he would when he played in the Pro League for Prime. The Korean Terran teamed up with the Korean Zerg. The Korean team actually didn't make it yesterday, as yesterday Terror competed with Patience, but they lost to the Lillikanen team, so that was actually quite surprising, I think. At least when you look at the results of pretty much every other qualifier that's ever happened for anything related to StarCraft, period. So, hooray for them. Sektiön going to the southeast position. Maybe he's going to try to hide something here. Or at least just come in for a later scout. Maybe use it as a later pylon. Second gateway for SpaceMarine. He's just going straight up to 3 gateways. Chrono boosting quite hard on that warp gate with only 5 probes mining gas. So both teams looking to get quite aggressive at the start of this game, with the only expansion being taken by the red Zerg, Knight. So Knight is going to try to hold on to this position with the spine crawler. You want to hold the top of this ramp and keep options open for later pushes. But look at this Overlord. I think he knows that there's only 1 gas, or at least, you know, if he checked again, then he would definitely see there's only 1 gas. But this is a straight up good old 4 gate coming out of the blue team. It's going to be a 4 gate plus Ling Bane push. And there's a hell of a lot of Zerglings coming across right outside of this base. So Team Knight is looking to use the creep spread of this spine crawler and maybe the sentry to help save the spine crawler from being hit by Lings. And just defend. But the Banelings are really going to make this tricky, because defensive 3 gate. Actually, he's got a 4th gateway of his own. But it feels really weird to say this. And maybe this is one of the first times that I'll ever say this, because it's 2 versus 2 and not a 1v1 real commentary thing. But it's actually a defensive 4 gate. And this Ling does slip by, so he could get a read on everything that's going on over here. Try to just be annoying. But, well, this is going to be a lot of forces coming out of the blue team trying to hit these guys. That spine crawler is not right in front, so they want to bait him back a little bit onto that creep. This Ling moves out. He still hasn't seen anything outside of the original pylon. But now he knows there's a lot of Banelings here for the blue team. Actually burns 1 Baneling on 1 Ling. Not fun. But now they've cleared most of it out, and they're going to try to bust this. There's a ton of Lings for Knight prepared. And Knight, even though he has this expansion, he's not doing too much with it. He's got a 2-drone lead. And, well, here comes the big push. Sektiön's going to move in. Banelings moving in from the right side with these Lings, trading him out. Actually, not too well. The blue Banelings have not really accomplished a whole lot. Going to hit some on these Zealots, but the Stalkers are the ones that are going to try to make it work. Needs to be very careful, as once all of those Banelings are gone, the Zerglings will be able to just run in from Knight, and using the Stalkers to focus down the Spine Crawler, but the Transfuses are quite good. Banelings are going to try to bum rush the second Spine. He gets the one on the right, but that means that these Zerglings come in. He time warps all of the Stalkers, cornering him in this position. The Banelings can move in on top of this as well. SpaceMarine and Knight making a phenomenal defense after holding that off. Focusing down the Banelings was so important for them, because he already has this hatchery. Immediately we see drones start up for Knight, but no expansion on the way for either player of the blue team. In fact, they're going to have a hell of a hard time getting an expansion when this counter push is already coming. The pylon was already prepared to warp stuff in. He's blocking the ramp so that these Zerglings can't retreat. Well, that's actually just really smart. DataMiner cannot actually go back into his base. Yeah, he's totally blocked. So these units are going to push up this way. The Zealots blocking all in. He's like, maybe I use the Banelings. Okay, he's actually flipped and left a few of them through so that the Zerglings can get, Zealots can get surface area. But he burned out the Banelings. And this means that these Zerglings from Knight should be able to just come in and clean up house. And that's exactly what they're going to do, starting to move in now, as there's not a whole lot left to defend against this. Lings are getting in on top of these drones for DataMiner. And he's all over him. GG is called. The 4-gate Baneling push was not enough. And the first victory in this best 3 will go to, well,